Bruce greeted with the news that your super little horse has recently passed Courage Under Fire. I guess it's pretty nostalgic for you.
A little bit sad, Greg, but he had a great life. So, and he's, you know, how many horses get to be that famous?
Colin, a nostalgic moment, I suppose, when you heard of Courage Under Fire's recent passing and what a major part he played in your driving career.
Without a doubt, Greg, yeah. He was just, you know, one out of the box, really. And I think not just his ability, but his nature and everything just made him special. Bruce has done a super job with this horse, and he always had a plan. He was always looking to, you know, next week or the week afterwards. And for that reason, most of his wins, he went to the line untouched, or he went to the line with a wee bit up his sleeve, because, you know, it was always another day. And, you know, even when he won by 5 lengths, he probably could have won by 7.
As you went through his 3-year-old career, one race stands out for me, and it wasn't a big race by any stretch. It was his show day performance. That showed us how tough he was.
Yeah, well, he had an enormous amount of speed, which we all knew about, and I was never that confident when Bob left him out 3 wide. I was never that confident that he could do it, and he looked to be struggling, but Colin said he had it covered. So, and Colin never ever knocked him round. I don't think he ever hit him as a 3-year-old ever, like with a stick for any reason, even when he was under pressure, which was only that one time.
Here comes Courage Under Fire. Go boy, says Colin to Philippi, and does he respond? And coming down the outside, Stevie's is going to make a race of it. Courage Under Fire gets a reminder, he goes to the line. Stevie's doing his level best, got within a neck of him.
On to the Derby plan. Lining up a horse in 6 derbies would be ridiculous, you would think. To win all 6 was a masterstroke and not only showing the horse's talent, but Bruce's talent to peak him that many times.
Without a doubt, yeah. You know, Bruce knew the horse backwards. He lived with him, he, you know, slept next to him, and yeah, he knew him just inside out, really, Greg, and it was a great effort on both of them. Yeah, as you say, to win 6 derbies, it's one record that may never be beaten.
So on to the first of his derbies, the Northern Derby. How did you feel going the other way, right-handed? Was he as good, did you think?
Not quite, and it's a good job we did go up there and give him a run or two first. Tony Hurley drove him in an exhibition pace at Cambridge for the Auckland Way round and came back and said, you'd better put the rein prick on the other side. Well, if we hadn't have done that, he struggled a little bit the first time he went there, but after that, he was good.
Colin de Philippi, yes, he was only just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. This great 3-year-old's coming right away with the VG World Great Northern Derby. Courage Under Fire by 4.
Off to Australia, Vic Derby, back for the New Zealand Derby, back for the New South Wales Derby. So he's bagged 4, and this 6 Derby opportunity was really raising its head by then.
Well, him and I stayed over there for 2 or 3 months after the New South Wales Derby in Menangle, and flew up to Brisbane. And when we flew on the plane, he caught a cold. He wasn't sick, but he had a cold, and that's why he was a bit flat in the Queensland Derby a week later. He'd recovered, but he wasn't 100%.
Third quarter, 29.7 around the home corner, and now he goes for Courage Under Fire, heading down the straight from my way of thinking. This is your moment, live with it, folks. Away he goes. He's the best thing in the world tonight, Courage Under Fire. We salute you, little champion. Thanks for the privilege.
And he won the Aussie Derby, of course, beating Reveille and Shaker Maker. It was a pretty deep field that year.
It was a super field, Greg, and I reckon that was his second best run. He led up, he got attacked at least 3 times. I think he went a 56.5 mile rate for 2,540 metres. And the way he done it was outstanding, really.
Shaker Maker sticks on, Reveille to the outside, but it's Courage Under Fire at the 150. 22 starts, 22 wins coming up, 6 derbies and a super horse, a champion. Courage Under Fire wins the derby.
Yeah, he won 1.5 million in 41 of his 56 starts, but as a stallion, in New Zealand alone, he's side over 1,000 winners. That in itself is, if you'd done that as a side, let alone what he achieved on the racetrack, you'd say he was a great horse.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just couldn't see how he could miss as a sire, you know, and there's no set rules to a good sire, but You know, he had the gait, he had the speed, he had the will to win, and his temperament, he just had everything. So, you know, he couldn't really miss.
He took me places, and I think more than anything, I met people I would never have met. And I remember this elderly lady in a wheelchair came along, and she said, "I've got to see this horse," and she couldn't reach him, of course, and he put his head down so she could pat him, and that was what he was like. He loved people, and people liked him because I think he was the underdog in every fight he went into.
Horse of a lifetime?
Without a doubt.